Happy Halo Day, everybody. Yeah, today Halo drops. But you know what I want to talk about more than anything, actually, is going to be this next gen talk. I've been having a lot of conversation in the comments. It's all about what is next gen. What is next gen? This isn't next gen. Series S isn't next gen. Series X is. PlayStation 5, this, that, and the other. The One X is better than the Series S. Okay. I think it's important that we get into it and we talk about what actually is next gen, because there is a specific feature, one very, very, very defined feature that I think actually is the next gen thing, and it may not be what you think. So first, I'm going to start off by just getting a little bit more. Let's get behind and let's figure out what the whole console thing has got to offer, okay? So first we got ourselves the PlayStation 5. More features, game hub, activities, control center, challenges, whatever, all these different things. Cross-gen, not really. PlayStation app. Okay, so nothing special here. Talk about entertainment. The PlayStation 5, they talk about, and what they talk about really is this has no limits. A lot of marketing jargon, okay? We got lightning speed, which, cool, nothing there. Breathtaking immersion, yeah, the controller, stunning games. That's subjective, okay? Take hold of adventure. This is their big push, this controller. Along with that, we got adaptive triggers, haptic feedback. Cool. The controller's great. I like the controller. I think it's fun. I also prefer the actual PlayStation controller over the Xbox controller, but that's me. So SSD, I want you to hold on to that topic, okay? The solid state drive, speed, warp between dimensions in the blink of an eye. Okay, they're obviously leaning heavily into this Ratchet and Clank thing, but honestly, what they're really talking about is jumping between games, which is really, well, we'll get to it. Okay, so that's what we got. Vibrant colors, experience 4K graphics, whatever. Okay, yeah, they'll give you a little bit of 1080p versus 4K. Yeah, we get it. We have more and more graphics and pictures. Cool. Now, what I think is really important to understand is that every generation of gaming is always going to talk about graphics. Every generation of gaming is always going to talk about it looks better, it feels better, it plays better. Cool. That's no surprise there. We get to see more detail. And I don't think that graphics, honestly, to me, are anything special when it comes to the next gen. I know that seems like weird, but hear me out for a second. Graphics will always get better. They should always get better. As we get more technology, we should be able to see more detail, right? Graphics and all that stuff should get better. So for me, it's expected. That's kind of like non-negotiable. If I'm going to buy a new generation of systems, it's going to look better. That's not that impressive to me because it's expected. Yes, dynamic range is cool and the realistic things are great, but when you start playing it, the application, right, it always falls short. And as we see right now, it's falling short. So I think that is a given. Now, let's go over to the Xbox Series X. I'm not even going to worry about the Series S because we already know how we feel about the Series S. But the Series X specifically, I like their website a lot better. True 4K gaming, great. Up to 120 frames per second. I think it's important that we see these as separate sections, okay? This isn't lumped together, 4K 120, although it can happen. True 4K, up to 120 frames per second. It's odd that they would use Valhalla as their background because that game, I don't think looks that as good as it could. 8K HDR dynamic range. I didn't realize that until when I was looking up for this video. We got 4K true gaming up to 100, and people are like, oh yeah, up to 8K. No, 8K HDR. Xbox Velocity Architecture. Proprietary wording literally just means they're talking about the SSD performance. Power your dreams, Master Chief. Salute. And we got ourselves different stuff. Smart delivery, get it once. 12 teraflops. We're talking about the different things inside the actual gaming system itself. And, you know, I'm not going to go into detail here because honestly, I know very little about this, but just know that this means it's fast. It's fast as heck. Looks better, plays better. Duh, it should. Now, let's get to the actual most important thing as I said before, when I'm talking about next-gen gaming, and it is this idea of SSDs and hopping between systems. Okay, I just got a comment that I triggered this video. It seems that I'm getting a good amount of those anyway. And that pretty much is that next-gen gaming is all about, for me, this SSD kind of performance, okay? So someone's like, Halo Infinite looks worse on the Series S than on the One X. Now, Digital Foundry did put out a video. I do think there's a lot of validity in a statement like that. Now, it's more than just one game, though. I always am like, you need to take into consideration. It's just a whole picture when you're purchasing a system, because you spend a few $100, right? You might buy a system for a game, like I bought the Nintendo Switch for Breath of the Wild. But honestly, we're now far enough down the line that you want to buy a system, get a system that's going to give you the best experience. Now, I think that really, honestly, the thing that is across all systems this generation is SSDs, and the fact that you can expand that storage. You can actually go into the PlayStation 5. There's a slot for you to install your own additional SSD. You can go into the back of the Xbox Series S and Series X, and there's a proprietary slot. You can buy proprietary memory. As of now, they might expand it to third parties. I hope they do. Xbox, don't be jerks. Expand it to third parties. Serve us gamers more. And we can expand that storage. That is truly what is going to define what is next gen. The graphics being better, not as good on different systems. Yeah, graphics are supposed to increase and get better over time. And the difference between the 1X and the Series S, there is a difference there. There is going to be better performance in some aspects on the Series S. Your load times are always going to be better on the Series S. Hopping between games is going to be better on the Series S, the lower, but the 1X is going to perform better as far as graphical output on different games. Now, that just has to do with the hardware internally, and it has to do with how it's being optimized. I think truly that next gen is dictated by this SSD generation, as well as, now listen to me carefully, as well as the fact that the hardware itself is now designed for you, the gamer, to be able to increase storage capacity. This is the definition of next gen. This is currently the actual feature that is different, stark difference from last generation, because graphics, we're still seeing a little bit of similarities between the two, because this is the last final point. We as a gaming community have still yet to see and experience the next gen visuals fully that we were supposed to experience when everything launched. We are in a little bit of a setback. Please enjoy your Halo Infinite, because guys, Halo Infinite, baby. Happy gaming. Have a good one. Black Beanie Brigade out. Take it easy.